Former Prime Minister Najib Razak arrested. Tourism tax to be revised. Good evening, you're with me, Renee Fong on News On 2. Former Bank Negara Malaysia BNM Governor Tan Sri Dr. Zeti Akhtar Aziz today declined to comment when asked if she knew about the 2.6 billion ringgit in the bank account of former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak. She declined to comment on the matter as it is an ongoing police case.
I'm not going to comment on that now because a case I cannot comment on that now, but at some point you will get a comment.
She was met after the Council of Eminent Persons CEP meeting today. News portal Malaysia Kini reported that Datuk Sri Najib claimed that Tan Sri Dr. Zeti was aware of the funds in his bank account prior to the 13th general election GE13 but did not raise questions about it. He said if the BNM had some doubts about the source of the funds, then he expected them to inform him. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC has requested people who know or suspect that money from 1MDB has gone into their accounts to return the money voluntarily or face legal action.
Wang ni wang milik 1MDB dan kalau dimasukkan dalam mana-mana akaun yang secara salah, maka kami akan kumpul minta balik.
MACC Chief Commissioner Datuk Sri Muhammad Shukri Abdul said all such money belongs to the Malaysian people and it must be returned immediately. The Chief Commissioner also said that all accounts suspected to be linked to 1MDB would be frozen immediately to enable investigations. Police have detained 39 bookies in Pulau Pinang since the World Cup 2018 season began. Pulau Pinang Police Chief Dato' A. Taivigan said to date, police have carried out 36 raids throughout the state.
Adalah diimport daripada Macau dan ramai yang dapat franchise daripada Macau dan mereka bawa balik ke Malaysia dan mereka buat perniagaan secara branches, cawangan-cawangan ini, tapi semuanya menggunakan handphone dan peralatan elektronik moden.
Dato' Taivigan added that police seized betting records amounting to 1.8 million ringgit. Bet amounts varied according to teams, with favourites such as Brazil, Argentina, Portugal, Belgium and England fetching higher prizes. The police chief said police also seized 23,885 ringgit cash, 41 mobile phones, 1 tablet, an iPad and 13 betting slips. All 39 individuals, including 1 woman, are being investigated under Section 6, Subsection 3 of the Gambling Act 1963. Dato' Taivigan said that police will continue conducting such operations until the World Cup ends on July 15th. A businessman was acquitted of 4 counts of lying and posing as the Melaka Sultan 5 years ago. Ayakro Court Judge Mir Sulaiman Ahmad Tarmizi made the decision on the suspect known as Nur Jan Tua, 61, after the prosecution failed to prove a prima facie case at the end of case proceedings. Nur Jan was accused of posing as the Sultan of Melaka by holding a handing over of letters of appointment ceremony with 4 men aged between 37 to 68 on December 28, 2013. He was charged under Section 419 of the Penal Code. Proceedings were led by Melaka Prosecution Officer Azhar Mokhtar and Deputy Public Prosecutor Mazwin Hashim, while the accused was represented by Datuk Shahruddin Ali and Muhammad Khairul Azam Abdul Aziz. 16 prosecution witnesses have been called upon since the first day of the trial on December 21st, 2016. Former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak has been arrested by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC this afternoon. He is expected to be taken to the Magistrates Court tomorrow for remand. The One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB task force in a statement today confirmed the arrest made at Datuk Sri Najib's residence at Jalan Langgak Duta in the nation's capital at 2:35 p.m. Datuk Sri Najib will be charged tomorrow in connection with the probe into SRC International Sdn Berhad, a subsidiary of 1MDB. He is expected to be charged at 8:30 a.m. at the Kuala Lumpur court. The MACC, however, did not specify the charges he will face. His arrest comes nearly 2 months after Barisan Nasional shocking defeat on the May 9th general election. (1,224) were detained during the Immigration Department's Ops Mega 3.0 conducted from July 1st to 3rd, which was immediately after the rehiring and relocation program for illegal immigrants ended on Saturday, June 30th. 15 employers were also detained during the 3-day operation. Its Director General Datuk Sri Mustafa Ali said 399 of them were from Bangladesh, 164 from Indonesia, 157 from the Philippines, 109 from Myanmar, 43 from Thailand, 41 from Vietnam and the rest from other countries.
Kita telah mengadakan sebanyak 473 operasi. Dalam tempoh 3 hari, 5,038 orang telah diperiksa. Jumlah parti atau pendatang haram yang telah ditangkap 922 orang, lelaki, wanita 253. Dan di situ ada juga kanak-kanak yang mereka bawa. Kita ambil mereka kerana kita tidak mahu melakukan pengasingan. Tetapi kita letakkan tempat yang bersesuaian di depo immigration, tidak dipisahkan dengan keluarga mereka. Tetapi yang pentingnya ada 49 orang kanak-kanak.
Speaking to reporters after the department's monthly assembly in Putrajaya today, Datuk Sri Mustafa said the department had 364,966 illegal immigrants under the rehiring program. He advised employers who failed to officially register their foreign workers on time to immediately send them home to avoid any legal action. On another note, Datuk Sri Mustafa said the government spends some 25 million ringgit each month to provide food for illegal immigrants detained in their 13 detention centres nationwide. He said this was the main reason why the department is reluctant to continue with the rehiring and relocation program for illegal immigrants. According to Datuk Sri Mustafa, the 25 million ringgit does not include other costs such as for providing utilities, placement of officers and depot maintenance. Datuk Sri Mustafa said if these immigrants are not sent home soon, the department will lose more and suffer financially. The Royal Malaysia Police PDRM is in the midst of discussion with their counterparts in Indonesia, Polri, to expedite the process of bringing back Sungai Besar UMNO Youth Chief Datuk Sri Jamal Yunus to Malaysia. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said this is to enable action to be taken against the fugitive in accordance with Malaysian law. Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi said the speedy deportation of Datuk Sri Jamal will depend on the agreement and cooperation of Indonesia and its police force. It was reported that the controversial UMNO man was arrested by Indonesian authorities while he was having a haircut at a salon located in South Jakarta. He was believed to have been hiding in several locations before Indonesian police nabbed him at 6:15 p.m. yesterday. Datuk Sri Jamal is currently being investigated for at least 6 offences, including creating public nuisance by breaking bottles of alcohol to protest the Better Beer Festival at the Selangor State Secretariat building on October 5th last year. Police launched a manhunt for him after he was found missing from his ward at the Ampang Putri Specialist Hospital on May 25th. Coming up in the business segment, Selangor water issue to be solved soon. You're back with me, Renee Fong. The implementation of the tourism tax will be revised to attract more foreign tourists into the country. Commenting further on this, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dato' Mohammadin Ketapi said the decision would also boost the tourism sector of the country. He said the flat rate of 10 ringgit per room per night charged on foreign tourists needed to be reviewed to determine whether it was reasonable or too high. The implementation was officially enforced September last year.
If we are putting a moderate taxes on this one, or even acceptable to the tourists, then there will be more people coming in.
The minister also noted that tourist locations nationwide should be developed with international facilities to attract foreign investments as well. Meanwhile, Datuk Mohammadin, who is also Silam MP, said the ministry would organize a new Visit Malaysia Year campaign logo competition. He said he would seek Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamed's view whether to retain the Visit Malaysia Year 2020 or to choose another year. Earlier, the minister arrived at the ministry at 8:04 a.m. before starting his first day by attending a briefing with the management staff of ministry and its agencies. The water issue that has long dogged residents of Selangor will soon be resolved within the next 1 month. Minister of Water, Land and Natural Resources, Dr. Xavier Jayakumar, gave assurance on the matter, adding that he has discussed it with Menteri Besar Amiruddin Syari.
Saja yang belum lagi disetujukan, yang itu kuantum untuk bayaran oleh PAB kepada syarikat air splash, dan itu saya perbincangan kita menunjukkan bahawa itu boleh diselesaikan dalam masa yang saya minta.
Dr. Xavier said all matters pertaining to water services are placed under his ministry. Water supply of rural areas, which was previously under the Ministry of Rural Development, is now also under the Water, Land and Natural Resources Ministry. He spoke to the media in Putrajaya after clocking in for his first day on the job. At least 2 billion ringgit yearly is required to maintain federal roads nationwide, as over 30% of the federal roads have been categorized in poor condition and needs regular maintenance to prevent further deterioration. According to newly appointed Works Minister Baru Bian, he will highlight the issue to the Cabinet to ensure that there is sufficient allocation for federal road maintenance.
Tetapi kita hanya diberi dalam kiraan 600 sampai 800 juta satu tahun, dan ini bukan sampai ke 50% of the budget yang necessary untuk melaksanakan repair of maintenance of federal roads, ya. Dan kerana itu saya haraplah dalam masa yang akan datang ini saya akan bangkitkan ini di dalam Kabinet dan juga mungkin dalam budget kita nanti, supaya budget untuk maintain, ya, menegerahankan jalan raya federal mencukupi.
Commenting on another matter, Baru said that the ministry will also focus on upgrading dilapidated schools under its jurisdiction. There are 394 schools that have been categorized as dilapidated nationwide, out of which 245 are under the purview of the Works Ministry. The new administration intends to continue with the good policies of the previous administration, with no plans to go on a witch hunt. Nonetheless, according to newly appointed Youth and Sports Minister Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman, investigations into suspected abuses before his appointment must be carried out, since it was the will of the people to stamp out abuses.
Saya tak nak fokus kementerian ini adalah untuk witch hunt. Witch hunt contoh, kita hanya fokus nak mencari kesilapan dan kesalahan pimpinan yang lama. Kesalahan harus kita perbaiki, tetapi fokus utama adalah yang saya agak yakin rakyat nak lihat, what can we offer? Apa yang boleh kita bentangkan kepada rakyat? Apa jalan penyelesaian kita?
Syed Saddiq added that the existing programs will be continued, although it will be improved pending full reports from the ministry. Syed Saddiq was met after the official handing over of duties in Putrajaya today. His deputy, Stephen Sim Chi Kyong, also clocked in on the first day today. Meanwhile, former Youth and Sports Minister Khairi Jamaluddin opined that Syed Saddiq was capable of initiating changes for the good of the ministry.
We must always wish the best on our successors, even though they come from different political parties.
Meanwhile, newly appointed Federal Territories Minister Khalid Abdul Samad has also hit the ground running, claiming that there will not be any compromise if it is proven that there has been any abuse of power, misappropriation or corruption involved in the troubled projects in Kuala Lumpur. On his first day on the job, Khalid said he would look at the previous issues and projects to see if there were any discrepancies.
Kita akan buat kajian sendiri di dalaman dulu. Sambil itu pihak yang berkewajipan, sama ada pihak SPRM ataupun MECC dan sebagainya, mereka akan menjalankan tugas mereka dan kami tidak akan menghalang, kerana kami percaya bahawa itu adalah satu peranan yang mereka perlu mainkan dan kita akan memberikan kerjasama yang sepenuhnya lah.
Khalid, who is also Shah Alam MP, said his priorities include the River of Life project and that his ministry would find better ways to clean the polluted waterways and waste management. The other issue that he will be paying attention to is the numerous illegal factories in the capital city. Newly appointed Deputy Minister of Communications and Multimedia Ministry KKMM, Adin Shazli, said he will work hand in hand with his boss, Gobind Singh Dio, to implement the right changes and approaches of the ministry in line with the current trends. Adin said he is committed to implement the ministry's vision and mission.
InsyaAllah saya boleh bekerjasama dan saya akan menunaikan tanggungjawab seperti yang diminta. InsyaAllah dari masa ke semasa saya akan belajar banyak perkara-perkara baru yang saya kena belajar dan sekiranya diberi peluang, insyaAllah tanggungjawab itu akan dapat saya sempurnakan, saya yakin.
Earlier, the Deputy Minister arrived around 9 a.m. in Putrajaya and was received by the ministry's top-level management and staffs. He was then briefed by the ministry's top-level management before having a meeting with Gobind Singh. The final cost of the East Coast Rail Link ECRL project is actually 81 billion ringgit, excluding operating deficit, which cannot be determined for now. According to Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng, the cost must be reduced significantly to make it financially viable. In a statement today, Lim explained that based on these figures, the basic cost of construction of the 688.3-kilometer rail line amounts to 66.78 billion ringgit. However, the total cost of ECRL will be 80.92 billion ringgit after taking into account land acquisition, interest, fees and other operational costs. Furthermore, the ECRL project is also not expected to cover its operating costs. Lim said that to date, the government of Malaysia via its wholly owned operating subsidiary Malaysia Rail Link Sdn Bhd MRL has paid China Communication Construction Company CCCC the sum of 19.68 billion ringgit. The amount comprises of a 10.02 billion ringgit an advance payment and 9.67 billion ringgit in progress payment. TAIF institutions are encouraged to provide quality academic books, especially those related to science, technology and financial literacy to Asnaf children. Commenting further on this, Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik said besides gaining general knowledge, the move could help lift them from poverty. Dr. Mazli said besides cash, providing scholarship or quality books to the young children who are still schooling is important because education should start early. The minister said this after launching the book entitled Fiqh Al-Hadith Syarah Bulugh Al-Maram at the Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka DBP in the Federal Capital. The book, written by Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Rahman, contains 4 series, namely Taharah, Prayers, Funeral Rites and Sunat Prayers. In other news, Beras Member of Parliament Datuk Ngei Koo Ham, 57, has been appointed as the new Speaker at the first meeting of the first session of the 14th Perak State Assembly. His name was suggested by Tebing Tinggi Member of Parliament Dr. Abdul Aziz Bari and was seconded by Pasir Panjang MP Yahya Mat Noor. The declaration was made by State Assembly Secretary Kamarul Arifin Ayub at the first session of the 14th State Assembly after Datuk Ngeh gained 31 votes, while Perak Past Deputy Commissioner Mishabul Munir Mazduki received 3 votes and former Deputy Speaker Datuk Nasaruddin Hashim obtained 25 votes. Meanwhile, Berang State Assemblyman Aminuddin Zulkifli of Parti Amanah Negara was appointed the Deputy Speaker. Following the swearing-in of Datuk Ngeh, all 59 elected representatives took their oath of office in front of the newly appointed Speaker at Bangunan Perak Darul Rizwan at Ipoh, Perak. In the last general elections, Pakatan Harapan won 29 state seats, BN 27 and PAS 3. Concludes this evening's news on to in our top story, former Prime Minister Najib Razak arrested. Expected to be charged tomorrow. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. If you're staying up late, catch the live telecast of the England versus Colombia World Cup match knockout stage on TV1 with kickoff at 2 a.m. I'm Renee Fong. Thanks for watching and have a pleasant evening.